Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I see we have already some people connected. If you can hear me, please comment in the chat connection on the right hand side. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I see we have already some people connected. If you can hear me, please comment in the chat connection on the right hand side. So, for those who are new to Hejaz Ultra, I will give a. Okay, I can see a message from Palo Rasta. Good evening. So, for those who are new to Hejaz Ultra and might be joining us for the first time, I will give a brief introduction of who we are and what we do. Hejaz Ultra started 6 years ago. We've been organizing events and trainings in and around Jeddah and a little bit north, a little bit south, but we've been staying in the western side of the kingdom. We've organized already six, so that would be the six actually. Hejaz 50, we've done also one Hejaz 100, we've done hiking, we've done some cycling, mostly what we do is running ultra distance. We have a small group. Typically on a training day, on a Friday morning, we have 20, 30, 50 people coming. So it's not a very big, but we have some very strong runners joining us from time to time. We have visitors coming from outside the kingdom for some of our races, such as the Hejaz 50, such as Hejaz Overload. In January, we had for the Hejaz Jeddah Marathon, we had people flying from outside, from Europe, from Australia. We had some Americans flying specially for this. We had people from Belgium, Germany. We had people from Hungary. So we're starting to attract some crowds, and we're very proud of this. And we hope to keep everyone entertained and help them pushing the limits. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to put your comments. I see Luke is also connected now and said he can hear us very well. This is good to hear. Any question, please just drop a message on the right hand side and I'll try to address it. So registration has started for the Hejaz 50 number 6. We were hoping the COVID numbers would go down, and they did go down. We are, however, still limited by the authorities to having no more than 50 people. We want to make it safe for everyone, so we will obviously stick to those restrictions. We will accommodate as many people as we can by having different waves. We will start by having the cyclists, the mountain bikes starting first, and then we will have the runners and the hikers at the end, knowing that the runners might be split and most probably now will be split into two categories. People doing 19 will be starting a few minutes after people doing 30, 42, or 56. This way, we will avoid too many people reaching the checkpoints at the same time. Will make the life a little bit easier for the volunteers that will be manning the four water stops. Knowing that the cyclists will probably be very quick in and out of the water stop, reaching first, and then the runners. We have this year again we managed to get some points from the International Trail Running Association. We will be giving 2 points. It is 1 point less than the original Hejaz 50 that we had 5 years ago. This is just a proof that this year is going to be more easy than previously. There's much less incline, although to make it a little bit more challenging, we've added a limit of distance. So instead of being 50 kilometers, it will be 50 kilometers and 7, and hopefully nobody will get lost. Nobody will get extra free distance. The course will be well marked. We plan to have flags every 300, 500 meters. Will be indicating every turn whether there's a chance of getting lost or making the wrong turn. We will have also chalk marks on the ground that we'll be putting the week before. So hopefully, then we hope that there will be no rain the night before that will be washing everything away. And we'll have, of course, volunteers at the critical junctions to make sure everyone is staying on track. We suggest that everyone should connect his watch or tracking device, whether it is a phone, connect and load the map that have been made available already. People can load the map on their phone or on their watch or on their handheld GPS device, whatever it is. It should not be necessary to keep checking the map, but every so often, if you're in doubt, at least you can get back on track. The maps are provided into KMZ format, which can be loaded into Maps.me. Don't hesitate to ask questions if you need to if you need to get some guidance on how to use Maps.me. And obviously, the GPX format can be loaded into Garmin all Garmin devices. Okay. I think I will start by showing you the Pass the Trail, which is the map loaded and verified, of course, verified by the International Trail Running Association. I hope you will be seeing all the screen. Okay, no. Okay, sorry. We'll go straight into Google Earth. I think I will start by showing you the Pass the Trail, which is the map loaded and verified, of course, verified. So here's the Google Earth. This is obviously the map of Saudi, and I will start by showing you the track option, which should be what almost everyone will start doing. Everyone will be doing the same 11 first kilometers with the point of interest. Okay, so this is the course. We will have we have a main road that the trekkers, the hikers will not be crossing except at the start and at the very finish to get back to their car. We will have the base camp, the north side of the road, and people will be crossing, walking. There should not be any traffic or very, very little traffic at 5:45 a.m. People will be crossing, and we'll be giving a start in three different areas. I was mentioning the waves, so this is time segregation, but we'll also be having physical distancing by having three different starts. So this will be one here. People will be crossing. There will be another one here, and then we'll have third that will be to here, and possibly for the hikers, might the third one that will be alongside the road, and people will be rejoining here on this access road. And sorry, this one will be slightly further here to compensate for the horizontal descent. Anyway, it's just 100 meters away. So 50 people in three different locations, that's just over a dozen people. I think that should be safe enough for everyone to start. We will, of course, have a lot of COVID measures. At the time of registration, people will have the temperature checked. We will also have the Tabawood application to make sure that we can track uh, contacts in case somebody unfortunately may get sick. We'll be able to reach out to everyone and people will know with whom they've been in contact. So, and then we'll have this split at the start. The hikers will start on this plateau and they will be going south for 3 kilometers. They'll reach a camel farm, they will pass a camel farm, and here there will be a very sharp left turn. And this is where you start to get into a goat trail, single file. People will go then down a quite steep area. This is where I can see some questions coming up from Algeria. What is the fee for just hiking and what time does the whole thing start? The fee is the same for everyone. We don't charge more if you do more kilometers. This is the same fee, 149 rial, and the hikers will start at 550, I think, a few minutes after the runners. But I will start explaining the hiking portion because the runners will be doing mostly the same a few minutes before, and the mountain bike will be doing the same a few minutes before the runners. So this is quite a steep and possibly dangerous. People will have to be careful. There's a chance of fall. It's not rock climbing, but there's some small rocks, some ice. So this is the only difficult section going down into the valley. Okay, we'll then reach this valley and we'll be staying. This is then all flat for another 3 kilometers. So 4 kilometers to reach the rock. And there will be a safety check. There will be some volunteers here, and in the Wadi flat. And there's a small, I think it's 50 meters incline, so not much. This is the only technical difficulty on the first section before reaching the first water stop. Water stop 1 will be at 11 kilometers. So after 4 kilometers on the flat, 3.5 on the flat, 300 meters down, and another 3 kilometers on the flat, a bit up, a little bit down. Then kilometer 11, we reach water stop 1. And here we've made two options. This yellow line is showing the easy way out. You will stay again on the flat in the wadi until you reach control point number 4. Then another 100 meters on the flat. Then a small climb toward the finish line that will make it 4.5 kilometers. Okay. If we look at the incline, if we look at the incline, I will show you here. You can relate again as I have mentioned. We start and we have about 3.5 kilometers on the flat, the sharp down, reach the wadi, and we go flat, actually it's even slightly downhill. And, we have the small to go on the other side, and again back in the wadi where we will stay all flat until we reach almost the end, and then there's another 800 meters back to the finish, which is inclined. So this 14.5 kilometers is really easy. It should take about 3 hours to reach. We expect everyone who doesn't have a health condition to be able to complete because there's no technical difficulty. Okay. 800 meters to the finish, which is any question on this 14.5 kilometers is really easy. It should take about 3 hours to reach. So now I will show the second option for the hikers, which is to do very similar to what the runners who are doing 19 kilometers will be doing. Once the runners will, and once the hikers will reach the first water stop, they will have more than water. We'll have food, we'll have water. We will have some snacks, so people can rest also a little bit after. This should take about 2 hours for the hikers. 11 kilometers, 2 hours to maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. So the beginners or the main hikers will go and stay on the yellow track on the flat. But for those who wants to be a little bit more challenged, they will be able to turn right and go with the runners. They will be 2 hours for the hikers. I hear that there is a small echo. I'll try to manage this. Okay, if you just allow me, maybe I will check my settings. Stay on the yellow track on the flat. Okay, is it better now? Is someone can confirm? I received a private message saying there was a bit of echo. Okay, so I will show you now the incline for the hikers who wants to do a little bit more. So don't get scared, this is the full 56 hike. But if we zoom on what happened after the after kilometer 11, instead of staying on the flat, the hikers who will do 17 kilometers will turn right. They will do this section, but they will skip going on the right side, which is this section, this small out and back. It will be only for the runners. The hikers will then rejoin at this point, and then they will go up and then back down on the other side before rejoining the on the other side. Okay, so this is basically adding this climb to the peak, and back down on the other side into the valley, and then on the flat again until they can reach the water stop. Oh, thank you, Ahmed, for confirming that there's no echo. Okay, and I think some other people as well confirming. Thank you so much. So I hope it is clear. Hikers have two options: the yellow one or the red one, minus this extra peak that will be only for runners and mountain bike. Okay, so same thing, and everyone, runners, hikers, beginners, and hikers more advanced will reach kilometer 11, the water stop. The advanced hikers will go left with the runners. They will skip the small incline up, back and forth, and then they will rejoin the runners, go up the peak, down on the other side, and then the water stop. Any questions from the hikers? Okay, very good. So now, maybe before going into what the runners will do, I would like to mention the small difficulty we have with this course, which is the start and the finish is not the same. We looked at different options and we decided that we will still go ahead with a small logistics difficulty, because this area is the most beautiful part of the course and we wanted people to discover this area. Some of you have been training with us. They have discovered that there was rain 5 weeks ago. The area turned into a river. There's some very nice palm trees which are unique from this region. So we really wanted everyone to discover this. But this means that once you will be arriving from Jeddah, from this side, I don't know, maybe it was not clear for everyone where it was taking place. In short, you will be taking this road, which is the road to Asfan. Then you will be going up and then reaching the course area. We will suggest, if you're coming with some friends, if you are a small group, you should leave one of the car next to the water stop too. Sorry. next to water stop 2, leave one car here. There's a very large parking area over here. Then take one of your friends' car to reach go to the start line. We don't want to encourage big groups sharing rides because of COVID. But this will be the best option, to have small group of people leaving the car here and then traveling on the other side. If you're coming alone, we will arrange a ride for you, but we hope people will manage between the family members and the friends who will be joining together. So this is the only small difficulty that we will have, leaving at the finish, driving to the start with another car, and then once you finish your race, you take the car that you left, you travel 10 kilometers, 8 kilometers, I think, on the road, and then go get the other car, and then you can leave for Jeddah. Okay. So we expect 3 hours for the hikes, then another 30 minutes, maybe by the time you reach your car again at the start. We will have otherwise drop bags. So if you're coming alone, we will manage the transport from here to here, from the finish to the start, and you will be able to leave your valuables or your bag. And we expect not that you will not bring valuables with you. We will arrange a drop bag facility where you can collect your bag at the end. Okay. So this is, I think, all for the hikers. Everyone will be getting a finish T-shirt and a medal, whether you do the 14.5 in yellow or whether you do the red section for more advanced. We will take everyone's time and we will publish a leadership board for everyone. I can see more people joining. Ross, thank you. Adamo, thank you. Okay, so now for the runners, I was mentioning we will have two groups. We'll have people doing only the red. That's 19. I'm saying only with double quote because it's not an easy course, especially this out and back for the pylon here, and then the final hike. So this should take people, the 19, probably 2.5 hours if you are a 2.5 hours, except for the fastest runners. But average runners expect 2.5. Okay, so not an easy course. Comparing to a half marathon on the flat, this will be, of course, a little bit shorter, but much more difficult. So the runners doing the 19 kilometers will start just before the hikers. We will have before that the runners who will do the full 56 kilometers, and we will combine them with the runners doing 30 and 42. So just to I will now hide the yellow. Sorry, I will hide the hikers section and keep only. Yes. Okay. Maybe this is a little bit better. So once the runners reach the water stop 2, kilometer 19, will continue. The whole course is like a figure of 8, a tilted figure of 8. So start from the east, going south, then going a little bit north, then going east again, a little bit north, back to the road, and then there's a plateau. We stay on the plateau, then we go into the next wadi, and we start going back west. All this is flat. Once we reach the wadi here, this is water stop 3. This is kilometer 30. Then we're coming back south on the plateau. This is then flat until we reach water stop 2, which will now be called water stop 4 at kilometer 42. Then again, continuing west. There's a small incline here where the mountain bike will take a slightly different route, but then this is flat. Control point number 7, we go north, all this on the flat, down in the valley. Then we stay in the valley. Then we have the final climb up, kilometer 56. So again, we have water stop 1, kilometer 11, 19 water stop 2, water stop 3 at kilometer 30, flat, then up until we reach kilometer 42, which is the marathon distance. Going west, then CP7 we will go north, and here 56.7. There will be, of course, possibility to stop at different places. We will help people getting back to their cars. Ideally, we hope very few people will stop at water stop 3 because we will have to take them all the way around, and this will take time. So if you plan to do 30 kilometers, maybe train a bit more and try to push to 42. But don't worry, we will get everyone safe back to the cars. Okay. In terms of terrain, I had a few questions. So all the first part on the plateau, it is typically hard sand, not much gravel, but there's a few rocks every so often. This is big rocks tumbling down. Then here you have a little bit more sandy area in the wadi. This is a bit more rocky, going up and down, and then a little bit more sandy. It is of course no dunes in this section, no loose sand. Then it is hard terrain again, up and down. Then a little bit more loose sand, and then hard again. This section is the same. This is very nice and hard section. This is going back up. There is here a dangerous place. People will have to be careful. We'll be running for, I think, 800 meters on the side of the road. We will have marshals for to stop the cars if needed. We don't expect big crowds to be crossing, probably one person every 5 minutes, but we will have people helping to cross if needed. But you should be mindful that there could be traffic, although it will be very early. This is, I think, after 25 kilometers, so people will be going anyway slow crossing at this section. It's all flat, all flat up to here. Then we'll be crossing the village, and this is the section which probably is not the preferred section of all the people who've done it, because it is a little bit sandy. And at that time, once you reach kilometers 30, the third water stop, where you will have food again and snacks, coconut water will be there as well as in the other water stops. You will start to get tired probably, and this section will be a little bit difficult. It is with the most sandy section is this part until CP6. All this is not the most fun, but it's part of the challenge. Again, it's not dunes, but some sand to cross. Once you reach CP6, then it is flat for another 800 meters, and then you have the climb up. This is tough, of course. Then you reach here, you're back on the plateau again. You will run toward, in the distance, you will see a telecom tower that you will run towards. You will again cross the road. We will have some marshals here. You will cross at the telecom tower that you will start seeing in the distance. I don't know if we have some mountain bikes with us. The mountain bike will be taking a small, slightly longer route, but they will avoid here some rocks, which are just behind the telecom tower. So slight, small difference for the mountain bike than from the runners. Then back on this trail, following the road, but quite far until we reach the small building here. We cross again. Again, people will have to be mindful. We might get a little bit more traffic at this point of time. This is now kilometer maybe 39 or 40, maybe 40. Yeah. So there's a few times crossing, and by that time it might be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So there will be a bit of traffic. People coming out of the villages in the neighborhood. Then it's flat alongside the tarmac, and then back on this road, tarmac. So there's a kilometer and a half of tarmac from kilometer 19 to 20 and a half, and then from 40.5 until 42. Okay, then you reach again the same checkpoint, same water stop. You'll get snacks, you'll get your water, your coconut water. You can rest a bit, and then on the final stretch from kilometer 42 to 56, the last section, we expect maybe 20% of the runners to complete only. But I hope you will prove me wrong and that we will have many strong runners joining us. Okay, so here we just go around a small hill. We will then go back toward the road, and this is where our friends on the mountain bike are going to take a slightly different route. They will stay on the road and meet again the runners on the other side. This part is maybe my second favorite part of the road. It is a bit hidden. It is a small wadi. It's very sandy. There's a few boulders in this area that you'll have to climb, and that's why we didn't make the mountain bike pedal in the pedal in the sand. That would be very difficult for them, and then have to carry the bike in this section, and then again carry again the bike in this. This is off road, so for them it would not have been much fun. So we mountain bike will split and rejoin here, and then it is flat from the mountain bike 4 section, flat going parallel to the road until control point 7. There's no crossing here. Once you reach here, the marshal will indicate you to take a left turn, stay on the plateau. All this is flat. See how nice we are until you reach the end of the plateau somewhere here, and then it's a nice run down. Your legs will be killing you by then. So downhill is not always easier than uphill. So you will go down. A little bit of sandy track. But again, this is a beautiful section. It's next to some farms. It's very green. We don't see all the greenery on the Google Earth, but we were there last. I mean, since June we've been going every alternate week. All this section is now very green with palm trees and everything. This is great. The marshal will then indicate you to stick to your right. This part is a little bit difficult. Maybe the first difficulty is that sometimes that we've seen some dogs. They don't come towards us, but they can. Maybe some people don't like dogs, but just bark louder than them, and they will go away. This part, there's some part where there's running in the rocks is there's some rocks in I think this section is a bit rocky. Maybe another this part also. No, yeah, this part is a bit rocky, so don't twist an ankle. You only have 6 or 7 kilometers to go, so be careful in this section. You'll be tired maybe after 7 or 8 hours. 7 hours I expect for most people. We have of course some very fast runners that will do that in 5.5 maybe or 6. But most people will take 7.5 hours to reach this point, so be careful here. Then don't miss the turn up. It is not very visible. We will be marking it carefully, but also be mindful. There will be a small goat trail going on your right and going up. You will be going up all this section for about 2.5 kilometers until you reach the plateau. Okay. This section is slightly up again, but not much. And then there's a final incline, and then you're on the main plateau there, and it's a straight line toward the finish. Okay, and that's it. Easy. So we expect 8 to 10 hours for the 56 kilometers. some people will do less, but I think the big chunk of the runners will come around 8 hours. We will have a cutoff of 12 hours. We will not let people go down at CP7 if they are behind the cutoff, because we will not be able to get them and it might get dark. We don't want people to end up in the rocky bit after nightfall. So we'll be very strict on the CP7 cutoff. Don't be too mad if you reach CP7 even in 10 hours. This will already be um, a very big achievement. I'm now ready to answer more questions. The sandy section, how long? So this is Pablo Rasta. There is, I think maybe you're talking about the one on the north. I will try to measure quickly this part, which is maybe the most boring bit. Let's see how much it is. It is from here to here. It's about 1.5 kilometers. I guess if you take the curve, then this is hard section again. And then we have, I think, another 2 kilometers. I think sorry, from this is the part where the mountain bike will take a small detour. So yeah, so another one and a half. So 3 kilometers of fine small gravel, sandy, which would be a little bit more difficult. But again, it's not sand dunes. If you want sand dunes, we have to wait for another 1 month until December 12 to join us for the Hejaz Overload 3 days adventure in Mastura. So basically, just to show you how it looks on that side, you have some fields which are not being cultivated at the moment, but there is a road here, and this road is a bit sandy. We actually run on the edge of the fields where the farmers have made some hard sand separation. So we tend to run on top of that, which is a little bit more convenient. But if you run at the bottom, it's also okay. I mean, it's not as bad as as it may be, as it may sound. I hope I didn't scare anyone too much, but just to tell you, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge after 30 kilometers to enter this section, but just be prepared mentally for it. Then you'll reach a place where there's tarmac. So there is a little bit of there is 2 kilometers of tarmac from mountain bike 2. So we'll get the mountain bike to come back on this road after leaving from the mountain bike 1 section. So there is this section between mountain bike 2 until CP6 is tarmac. So this way you can recover from 700 meters of tarmac. Okay. Any other question? Shall I give you some insight on what to bring for food, for drinks, or everyone knows what to do? Okay, running shoes. Okay, so obviously you don't need sand gaiters. There's only very little sand, and it's not deep. I mean, you will not get sand in your shoes. So trail shoes is best. The first section, you will have some rocks as well. So you want to have maybe some protection. So trail shoes with some hard rubber in front is probably best. You don't want to buy shoes the day before. Never run with anything new. So if you want to experiment a bit with your shoes, buy them now. You still have 1 month to go. So what nutrition we will have? So typically, we've done a lot of things in the past. We have a chef with us, and previous years he was even arranging pancake for us at the base camps and some of the stops. With COVID, we will not be able to provide a live cooking station, so yeah, no pancake this year. We will provide all packaged food and fruits that will be separated and handed over to you by our marshals that will be wearing gloves and mask. The face plastic shields, you know. We expect also you to support us and be thoughtful and also wear your buff or carry a small mask in your backpack, in your camelbacks. Once you reach the water station, please put it on. Um, Try not to touch anything but the food that you plan to take. You don't want to spread too many germs and viruses around. Yes, we know we will have checked you, but we just want to be as careful as possible. We will also, so we'll be providing water. We'll be providing coconut water. We are working also on something like Gatorade or similar. We will have also food, energy bars. Or Nisrin is answering. So fruits, energy bars, and we'll have salty snacks. We'll have individual small portions of peanuts that you can eat there or that you will be able to take with you. Uh, of course, we are very keen on the environment. We don't want anyone to throw anything. If we see anyone discarding packaging in the wild, they will be taken off the course. We are we will not allow our playground to be messed. Most of the area is pristine, except the part after the water stop 3, after the village. This around the village is disgusting. We hope to go and clean it up a little bit before the race, and we hope to leave it as usual more clean than how we find it. Um, you are welcome of also to carry with you snacks that you'll be taking. This is something we recommend. Okay, is it okay, Mr. Ross? Mr. Ross is the winner of the Hejaz50 90th Saudi National Day, so we expect to see him in the front. Any other any other uh, any other question? Yes, and yes, we will have juice from our sponsors. Del Monte's will be providing fruits and juices. I see we have 14 people joining the session. Good to have such a big crowd. I ask what people are planning to do. Uh, Dream, what are you considering? I think the hike, right? What about you, Paolo Rasta? Mark. Yes, good question, Mark, about the water. In the past, done. We've been fighting against plastic bottles, but unfortunately, with COVID, we will have no choice but to go with the 1.5 liters or the 600 ml 600 ml waters. So we'll have a mix of sizes. You'll take the one that you think you need to drink and refill your camelbacks. Um, I think runners should not need uh, more than 1.5 liters at the water stop 1. It will be an early start. It will not be too hot. So after 10 kilometers, maybe you will drink 600 ml and you will take another 600 ml to refill your camelback, or you will take a 1.5 and drink and refill. This is water stop 1. Water stop 2, I think people will need a little bit more. It will start to get a little bit warmer, and they will have done the hike up to the pylon and back, and then the section, um, section around the hill to the peak, and back down. So water stop 2, I expect people will need more water. We'll have plenty, and you will be able to refill there as well, and same as water stop 3, 4. Water is limited, however, um, because of the rules of the International Trail Running Association. To get points, it should be a little bit difficult. So they base the difficulty onto 3 things: how many aid station we provide, the distance run, and the incline. So that's why we have only 4 water stop, which is an average every 12 kilometers. Okay, so yeah, so this is why we have 4, but you'll have a chance to replenish. You maybe, Mark, don't need to start with a full bladder to make it a little bit easier on your shoulder until you reach water stop 1. You can. This is one option. The other option is to start with a full bladder, and so that you don't have to refill, and just take a 600 ml and drink, and then keep running. So you have many. You have to define your strategy. I cannot really define it for you, but the short answer is yes. You'll have water to replenish. Okay. Um, Suleiman, what about the dogs? Not too many dogs. Not too many dogs. And dogs make you run faster. Uh, Palo Rasta, in the logistics, which town could be used as hub? I will be coming from Khobar, maybe 57. Okay, very, very good to hear that. Welcome to Hejaz Ultra. We have quite a few people coming from Eastern Province. I hear there are people planning to sleep next to the next to base camp. Okay, I will actually show you how where people are planning to stay, and I will be staying there myself the night before. Okay. Okay. So there should not be much traffic alongside the road, and the base camp will be, I don't know, 100 meters in, 200 meters. This is probably still not far enough not to hear the cars. I suggest people just go a little bit further, maybe in this area. Okay, it will not be full silence, but again, there's only a small village. Barza is not a big city, so yeah, you can probably put your tent somewhere here. That will be 500 meters, and that should be fine enough. Otherwise, 2 options. I've seen some guest house in the village after that, called Baza, in this area. I have not yet gone and inspected. I don't expect much luxury there, but it is probably an option. If you check Baza and hotel, you will find 1 or 2 places to sleep. Otherwise, coming from Jeddah, it will take an hour probably to come from Jeddah. There are many hotels if you stay just south of the airport. Many places. We'll be also talking to the 2 partners that we have for accommodation, and we'll try to get some prices. Okay, we will share that by email to all registered participants. You don't need to spend a lot of money to be as close as possible. On a Friday morning at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, there will be no traffic. So if you need to go a little bit further south in Jeddah, it might be a little bit more cheap, but and it will not cost you too much time to cross. Okay. Next question for run do we need to get trail shoes? So Adamo, no, it's not required. It is suggested, but if you have normal running shoes, you'll be okay. Especially if you're doing the 19. If you're doing more, yes, you might you may want to invest into trail shoes. Okay. Yes, from Riyadh. What time is the start, Ross? Will we need a head torch? The answer is absolutely no. We will start before sunrise by only a few minutes. The idea is to allow the cyclist who will be starting first to reach the camel farm uh, exactly at sunrise. Before that, it's the civil twilight. That's when the cyclists will start and the runners will start a little bit after that. So you will have enough visibility to start without having to carry the head torch. I know some people wanted to start earlier, and this is what we had done previous years. But due to the hazard of the going down after the camel farm, we decided not to go this way. The toilets is our playground. You will find many bushes, Mr. Suleiman. Pick your own bush. Uh, and yes, welcome to the Riyadh runners. We have already, I think, 7 of them, including including 2 people who plan to sleep next to base camp. More questions, please. Now is the time. Okay, well, the questions are still coming. I will maybe take the opportunity to talk to you about our next race that will be in December. That will be 3 days in the dunes of Mastura. This is like a mini Marathon des Sables for those who heard about that race. MDS Marathon des Sables is taking place in Morocco over a period of 7 days. Our race will be only 3 days, 2 nights, 3 days. Okay. I'll go back about our 3 days event. I will answer the questions. Maybe 3 next to base camp now. Okay, yes. Glad to hear that. And yes, no need for permission. You should be able just to plant your tent anywhere. And advice on nutrition, depending on the distance. I think Mark, you'll be going for the big one. You will probably want to have some carbs the night before. Don't try again anything new on race day. So stay away from anything too spicy if you're not used to that. For the marathon, we had organized a pasta party in one of the restaurants where we had invited people coming from our international runners. For this race and with the flight restriction, I don't think we'll have anyone coming from abroad. So and people living in Saudi probably don't need much guidance on where to go, but we will try to organize something similar in one of the Italian restaurants. So yes, Mr. Suleiman, we have the support of IMC Hospital. We hope they will come this year again for nothing and leave without anyone inside the ambulance. We will have them at the water stop too. Typically, they cannot go. It's not a 4x4 ambulance. It's a normal big SUV. We're not too worried about people fainting too early in the race, which is what happened 2 years ago, where someone got a bit dehydrated. but we were able to get this person after 4 hours or 5 hours of running. So again, the fall that may happen would be at kilometer 4, and we hope people will be careful there. Yeah, dates. Look, absolutely. This is a big support. We will try to find individual dates. Again, we don't want people to put their hand into a basket of dates. That would not be the right thing to do during COVID. So we'll try to find prepackaged small portion that people can just grab a small bag as well. We'll try to list before the race, so you don't. If we offer, then you don't need to carry it from maybe from the start, but you can always have at least one small. Expected weather condition. Good question. We know traditionally there's been 3 to 4 days of rain in November. We hope it will rain before, maybe a week before. That will clean up the dust in the air. Although this part of the country is not very dusty, but that would be nice. It will make also all the terrain a bit harder and easier for us to run in. But there is 10% chance of rain. This means we might need to postpone the race from Friday to Saturday. It is. We hope it won't be the case, but this means you need to be prepared to leave back for Riyadh or Hobart on the Saturday night. If required, and if you were planning to camp and you need a backup plan once you reach Jeddah and the weather conditions are not good, don't hesitate to reach out for us. But otherwise, the first few hours should be very, very pleasant, and then it will start to get hot after around 9 o'clock, I guess. We will share the forecast as we get closer to the day. So this is something. Look, we've been trying to get companies to give us stuff. We've not managed that in the past few years, and with companies not doing too well this year, I fear we will not be able to do that. We have put sunscreen as optional things to bring, but yes, definitely you will need sunglasses, you will need a hat, you will need the buff for your once you reach the water stops, but also in case it gets a bit dusty, you can put the buff on your face as well, and as well to cover your neck. And sunscreen is a very good thing to bring. Total elevation gain for the 56.7. It is 1,700 meters. The course is available. You can download the KMZ file and you can study it the same way that I have done here. KMZ file is available on the registration link, and it is also you can also check it on the Trace the Trail, which is also linked. And then if you click on this link, I will copy it now. Yes, you can also check this. Rain is an advantage for Scots. No need to postpone. Well, we're not worried that much about the rain. We're worried about the flash floods that could happen. So if if there is a small chance of rain, we may need to move slightly the water stops, move them a little bit up, so that not everything will be washed away, and for the safety also of the volunteers. And then if the forecasts are too bad, then we will postpone by one day. And then again, if it rains both Friday, Saturday, and the risk of flash floods are still here, we would postpone by 1 week. So it will take place regardless. Yeah, we're not expecting to see Nessie in the rivers. Keep the questions coming. I know it's 8 o'clock, but it's a good opportunity for everyone to ask. We might do another session in 2 weeks' time, once registration will be full. But we'll be covering more or less the same subject. But if you have other questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to send us an email or reach out to us on my WhatsApp. Okay, so no more questions. I guess we can maybe call it a night. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I see everyone is very keen. We are very excited to have the race. There were so many questions with COVID whether or not we'll be able to hold the race, but it's finally taking place, and we're delighted to welcome all of you, especially those coming all the way from Eastern Province and Riyadh. We hope to see you in our all our other events in the future as well. Most welcome, Luke. Thank you very much, everyone. Wishing you a good evening, and for those here in Jeddah, we'll be training there on Friday morning. We'll be doing since before I hang up, I will just show you what's the plan. For the ultra runners, we'll be starting at CP7. We'll be going to CP8 and then back to base camp. And so that's 10K. And for the other runners, we will meet them so we'll start at, I think, 4:30 off my head, and then 5:30 we'll meet everyone at base camp, and we'll be doing the 15 or 17 or 19 kilometer, and then so 10 plus 19, and there will be an optional run back for those who want either to CP7 or to base camp. Yes, we need to start ramping up the miles and starting to get some incline into those legs.